Well, it's primary night in New Hampshire, and Ron Paul came in fifth with 8% of the vote. Giuliani came in just ahead with 9% of the vote. Then you had Huckabee, I believe Romney, and then McCain. And on the Democratic side, you had, of course, Hillary Clinton beating Barack Obama, which doesn't surprise me a bit. She is going to be the next president of the United States. It has been preordained by the people with the most power. George H.W. Bush will be in her cabinet. And, I stand by that. Like I said before, it's going to happen. So don't be looking for any comeback by Barack Obama. Although I would personally wouldn't mind seeing it. At least because he professes to oppose the war. I don't believe that any member of the CFR who is backed by the media really opposes the war, but at least he says he does. Hillary Clinton does not really oppose the war. She has already stated that she's making no promises on getting out anytime soon. And this result to me was absolutely mind-numbing. It really blows my mind to think of this result and how in the world the voters of New Hampshire could possibly vote this way. I don't know how. I can't believe it. If they really voted this way and there was no fraud involved, then they're not the live free or die state. They just aren't. They're not libertarian. They're not independent. They're status quo people just like everybody else in this country. They're supporting war. They're supporting fascism. They're supporting the destruction of their own rights. Of course, they might not realize this. They might just be totally deceived. It might be fraudulent, or they might really just not care about their own freedom anymore. They might really just not care about this war. It's incredible to see this situation unfolding. What we have in this country right now is we have 70% of the people against this war. And we have a primary where 2 pro-war candidates won. You had Hillary, who is the softest on the war issue of all the Democrats, winning on the Democratic side, and you had John McCain winning on the Republican side, followed by all the other warmongers, with the only one who actually advocates the Constitution and freedom and peace in 5th place. It's absolutely astounding that this could happen in any state, but for it to happen in New Hampshire is just utterly amazing, to a level that I just can't even describe. And John McCain, his stance on the war, he's not just fervent. His stance is insane. He wants to stay in Iraq for 100 years or 1,000 years or 1,000,000 years. Okay, what he's really just saying there is, we're going to stay in Iraq forever. That's his idea, and they voted for that. They went to the polls in New Hampshire and they voted for this man. And they voted for Hillary after she promised not to get out. What are these people thinking? What's going on here? Does anybody have any idea how in this country people could be voting this way? Is this really the way people think in this country? Do people really care more about someone's personality or somebody's name recognition than they do about two wars that we can never win, or about the destruction of our economy, the loss of our jobs, the loss of our homes, the loss of our civil rights and our sovereignty? You know, on the news, they totally ignore Ron Paul, and they were saying, you know, the economy is the biggest issue with these voters. Gee, I wish someone would talk about the economy, because none of the candidates are talking about the economy, which is just an outright lie, because Ron Paul always talks about the economy. When they have him on these little shows, and they try to ridicule him for advocating sound money, and he tells them exactly what's wrong with our economy and exactly what we can do to fix it. Every single time. Over and over again he tells these people. And then the next time he shows up, they try to ridicule him again for the exact same reason. But none of these people can argue with him. None of these other warmongering Republicans can argue with his stance on the war. All they can do is spout slogans. They can't come up with any rational arguments about why we should stay. And people are voting for these clowns, these buffoons, these lying, phony traitors. There's no other way to put it. I mean, these people, they are just running for their own benefit. They're already sold out. They're already corrupt. And they're just trying to get what they can get before the whole thing collapses like a house of cards. And guess who's going to be left holding the bag? Not these people that profited from our taxes. Not the war profiteers who got the contracts to do nothing. Not the politicians who got paid to write the laws. It'll be us. The people who voted for them. You know, people in New Hampshire, is this the way you really voted? Did you vote for your own enslavement? Is that your idea of live free or die? What is wrong with you people? You scumbags. Stand up for your freedoms. Learn what's going on. That's all I got to say. I am totally, absolutely disgusted. I know this is just one small step, but I mean, come on. You know, this isn't the end of Ron Paul's campaign, but I mean, New Hampshire, what the hell is wrong with you people? Are you not paying attention? I'd really like to know.